Hey guys, my name is Coach Post. I coach offensive line and linebackers. Today I'm doing a video on man blocking versus zone blocking. So with man blocking, let's say we're calling, an outside sweep. So this running back's doing an outside sweep. So first things first, what I always coached and what I always learned as a player on man blocking is it's all about your first play steps. So everybody at first is going to step right because that's play side. So everybody's taking a step to the right side or the play side. And we always said, power right or I right or whatever the formation was. And then we would call, whatever it means. So let's say, try to come up with a way of saying it, maybe a color, red is right, black is left, so we'll call black right sweep. Or we wouldn't say number, but we'll say black 4-back sweep. Whatever it may be, whatever the play calling is. But we would have an indication on where we are stepping. So in this instance, we'll just say right. Everybody's stepping to the right side or play side. It might change depending, and I will get into that. But right now, everybody's stepping to the right side because we're sweeping away. And now everybody's comboing. So obviously I have all these arrows going right, but this Y isn't going to take a huge step to the right. He's going to take the step to the right. And we got an easy combo here. So this tackle's stepping right, the Y is stepping right. This X or this end is going to be stepping hard into this gap because he's reacting to this sweep. So we're going to step right, and then we're coming up and we're comboing. Okay, but we still have this backer that we have to pay attention to because somebody's got to block him, especially on a sweep. So depending on where this backer goes is depending on where this tackle or Y, who gets this backer. Well, just based on what I've drawn, a lot of linebackers will react to this forced sweep, and they'll react and go wide. But if he cuts it short, then it's going to be the tackle who gets the back. If he cuts it wide, then it's the tight end who gets it. And this is why a lot of coaches coach eyes up. Make your block, hit your guy, and eyes up to the backfield or to the second level. Because you want to react to what the backer is doing, especially on man. So let's say this backer is, fighting to that sweep. Now it's the Y's responsibility to leave this combo and fight to that X or fight to this linebacker. So now we got a combo. Now we got the most important guys done. The front four are going to be the most important guys in this instance. Now if we go a little farther in, now we got we got two inside D-line down. Who's going to be more dangerous? In this instance, because this, I'll call him a nose. This nose is inside of this guard, and there's really nobody else, then that's just going to be a simple man block and blocking him out. Now, opposite, for this instance, we'll probably be pulling on sweep. So this opposite guard is going to be pulling. This center, he steps right. Center steps right, but he's got to come. He probably shouldn't step that far because if we know it's going to be a pull, and a lot of teams will have an O-line call for it, whatever that may be, the center will know, okay, I have a guard opposite play side who's going to be leaving me. So he's got to come and he's got to fight to this opposite nose or opposite, linebacker, whoever it might be in this position. It could be a blitzing back. This Y or this other tackle should be fighting to the next X or the next linebacker, sorry. And we usually just leave this backer because he's really not going to cause any damage to the backside. And as coaches, we'll take that. If this guy can make an athletic play and come all the way across field and tackle this sweep, then our quarterback's not getting the ball fast enough out of their hands, and this back is not getting to the spots fast enough. So we'll take that versus the O-line making the mistakes because this linebacker will cause way more damage coming all the way across field than this outside end blowing it up from the backfield. It's typically not going to happen. All right, so we just did sweep. So now we're going to do a trap. So we're gonna go through the 2 gap, and we can always go through the 1 gap too. It depends on which side, but we're gonna go strong side, so it'd be a 2 trap. And we're going to the 2 hole, and I circled here. This is most likely going to be the defender we want to trap, so we're going to run underneath him. So with man blocking, we always taught, get the most dangerous man. And I always saw in coaching and as a player, I'd always get confused. Okay, so if we got to block the most dangerous guy, I would always block the first guy, that was in my gap, or my man. But in this instance, we don't want to block this man. We want to leave him because we're going to have a backside pull, and he's going to be kicking him out. So this guard, as a pulling guard, you want to stay close to the line, take your proper steps. Here, let me do black so we can see it. We're going to be kicking him. Now this opposite guard and this opposite center, this center has to fill. So he's got to come and fill this. And it's going to look kind of similar to what we had before. This guard is going to want to come and get this back. His tackle is going to want to get this inside back or outside backer or outside tackle, defensive tackle, I should say. This is why he's either going to come and get the outside linebacker or the contained player, or he's going to fly up and go get another backer wherever the defense is situated. He might have to come up, he might have to go out. This tackle, he's going to come in and he's going to block this backer. So before we had everybody stepping to the right side. In this instance, because we're running it into the inside or in the middle of the offensive line, we're going to break it up down the middle, right? Everybody on the right side of this line that I just drew or dotted up, they're going to be stepping play side. So everybody's going to step left first and then fly out. Left first and fly out. Now, this guard, he might not want to step because he might get stuck on this nose or Mac, whoever it may be. So he's just going to fly to the ball. Now, anybody on the left side is going to be opposite. Instead of everybody stepping to the left, now everybody's stepping to the right. So obviously we got this guard pulling. This center is going to be stepping right and then attacking this other nose. And this tackle is stepping right and attacking this X. And obviously this guard is pulling and then he's kicking out this other nose or play side nose who's coming down, who's expecting, somebody missed the block, now he's getting hit. Now we'll take a look at zone. What makes this different? So we have the same D-line, and then we have the same offensive line, the same look. Now let's say it's the same thing. Let's go sweep. So this back is sweeping to the right or strong side. Now instead of man, we're stepping to a zone. So if the ball is going right, everybody is taking a step to the left. So left, 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 left. And the key thing about zone is we all have to step together and block together. But not in the same sense of we're man blocking this or we're combo blocking this guy to get to that guy. No, we're trying to block everybody away together. So everybody's going to step. And in this look, we got 4 front. The 4 that are down, hands in the dirt, or on the line of scrimmage are the most dangerous. So everybody's going to get a piece of those guys who are in their zone. So in this instance, this Y and this tackle are stepping. Now we're hitting this guy. And we're comboing that guy out. This guard will step and get this guy who is inside of him. Center's going to come and he's probably going to help this guard out with the opposite end or opposite nose. And this tackle, in this instance, with the tackle, I would just say he's stepping. He'll get a piece of this guy. Some coaches will say just step to the next level. But with zone, you really want to be careful because you don't want everybody to get away from you. So I would teach it as chip him and then get back up with the rest of the team. Now everybody's washing these guys away, washing, and we're moving up in the line of scrimmage. Now this is going to be fast, so everybody's going to get a piece of a guy, and we're all going to be washing them away. And then these backers are going to fly to the ball. And we're already going to be there, so the Y will step up and get a piece of him, or the tackle, or the guard, or the center. Wherever these backers go, we're all together. So we're all blocking these guys. And we're washing them out. What it's going to look like is a wall of defenders blocking everybody. And, sometimes you'll have a fullback, or a pulling guard, or whoever it may be. And we're washing them all away, so this backer or this running back can go all the way upfield, no problems, maybe get tackled at the 10 or 20. But us as an O-line, we're all stepping together. Now, if we run it inside, now we probably won't see a lot of trap, or at least I haven't seen trap in zone, only because we're not man blocking. But I'm sure some coaches have their way of coaching it. So right now we're just going to say he's coming through, the 4-hole, or it could be the 5-hole, depending on which side of the ball it is. For us, right is always even numbers. And coaches are going to have their different way of calling gaps. But now everybody's still stepping together. So if he's coming to the right side, the thing about zone blocking is the running backs are taught go to that zone. They're not taught go to that gap. So like I said, go to the 4 gap. He's not really going to the gap. He's just going to that zone and making a read. These running backs are taught, okay, these guys have to block in and get everybody out of the way so they can go on the outside. But sometimes they're taught, okay, if this gap right here, the 4 gap is open, go that gap. If that's not open, like I said, it's a zone. So I know I'm seeing a lot of gap, but because we just talked about man blocking gaps, I'm kind of putting them into the terms for zone, but for zone is different because this running back isn't taught, go to that gap. He's taught, run to that zone, find open space, and go. Sometimes you'll have your fullbacks or your Z-backs or your Ys or whoever it may be that's pulling, and they'll be taught to follow that pull, follow that lead blocker. But still, they're making a read based on that blocking scheme. So in this instance, it's still the same. Everybody's blocking down, taking that step to the right and then coming down. This guard will still come down. Well, we'll combo this and then go here. So now this running back is reading these blocking schemes. If a defender, let's say, I don't know, this random defender on the end, this end is coming down, he's going to react to that and he's going to go into the gap or into the zone a little more. Or if this is wide open, he's going to bounce it to the outside and go. So that's what makes it different with the man blocking and zone blocking. In man, you're blocking people. You're blocking a human being. So you're blocking each individual person or each individual gap. In zone, you're blocking a zone. If somebody's not there, you're not going to go to that outside guy. Best example I could say, in some aspects, this, nose might be in. He might have an in call. Instead of stepping, this is kind of a bad example, but this center, if he can get him by himself, you're still stepping, even if you have nobody. In this phase right now, we have a nose that's head up or inside shade of the center, and this end is outside shade of the tackle. So this guard, if you've been in the mindset of man blocking, he's gonna, I got a combo with him, so he's gonna come down. But that's not necessarily what we want. We still want you to step play side. If you can get a piece of him, get a piece of him. Because we always taught, this nose might react to the ball. And now he's going, and this center is going to have to fight to get him on the outside. So in this phase, this guard doesn't want to come downhill or come down and down block, because that nose, he's not going to be there. So you want to take your read, your steps, play side, and then you want to slowly come up and get this linebacker, because this linebacker is going to be flying to the ball. So that's what makes it very different, because you're not blocking a person. You would think, okay, he's the most dangerous man, I have to help the center, but that's not always the case. Take your steps. If that guy's there, then block him. If he's not there and not in your zone, leave him for the next guy and just go. And I saw this confuse a lot of people, because my team that I played and coached for, we transitioned from a man blocking power run to a zone block spread. So a lot of guys got so confused during mini camp and training camps and very early on of the season of blocking the wrong guys in zone, because they're expecting a man. So like, okay, this guy's right here, I'm going to communicate it, I'm going to go to that guy. But that's not always true. Sometimes you got to just go uphill and go get the next level. So those are the difference between man blocking and zone blocking. And both are effective in different ways. If you want to dominate in the trenches, DM me train.